Jeff Grubb.
Jan Ochoa.
Actually, this is I remember a better save that I specifically did. This is all staying in. This is all staying in.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Grubb, this is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
What's the core of the Crisis here?
You know, I think there's a lot that we can identify. You know, when people get into crisis mode, they tend to not think with their core. They think irrationally and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's just constantly what's happening in the world of Final Fantasy VII. This is a remaster or remake of the original Crisis Core from the PSP. I am not. I never played that game because I didn't have a PSP at the time.
Yeah, same.
But it was always one of those, oh man, I kind of like Final Fantasy VII. At least the world of it. It seems cool. The vibes. This is kind of like Cloud, but not Cloud. And here it is now.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, it looks significantly updated.
Yeah. I went back and I looked at a couple of videos of the PSP version because I was there's moments in this game and it looks good. There's moments where I'm like, this looks like it was a handheld game at one point, and perhaps the aughts. But then looking back at the work that has been done from the PSP version, it's a lot has been updated. For folks unaware of where this lands in the Final Fan, oh gosh,
man. All right,
our homie there is not doing well. Of where this lands in the greater Final Fantasy VII canon, this is prior to Final Fantasy VII proper, and I guess also lands before Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I didn't think I needed to say, but for some reason I felt like I needed to clarify.
Yeah, just to be careful, of course. Okay, let's say someone was kind of just casually into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Are they going to get much out of this as far as you can tell?
I think so, because based off of how Remake ends, and not including like the DLC that they added after the fact, you'll recognize this black-haired Cloud guy, and you definitely recognize the sword on and Jill's back there. So definitely, it's at least giving context. You know, Sephiroth is also a big part of this story as well. We're still dealing with the same organizations like Shinra, the Wutai. The Wutai is not for the kids, though.
No, that's something very different.
And I gotta say, this game so far, this specific save is about would be an hour and a half or so in. I'm about 3 to 4 hours in my playthrough, and I kind of like that it's mostly been linear.
Yeah, it is just a game. It's like, here, we're gonna put some Final Fantasy content in front of you. Run right at it.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like you're not like even like running around searching for your quests or anything. It's like, no, you're just gonna go through an action game.
Yeah, and there are like a little bits where you do have the freedom of like, hey, I'm just going to walk around this specific hub area. I can talk to these people, maybe take on a side mission. There are a bunch of side missions as well that you can pop off. Most of the time, whenever you're just normally playing or from save points, there's a lot of cutscenes in this game. There's a lot of cutscenes in this game. There's a lot of talking.
I think they're like, hey, man, we got that universal media disc, and it could do anything, and we're not going to hold ourselves back. We're going to throw as many cutscenes as we possibly can. I mean, I think that's probably a big thing that Final Fantasy VII fans were wanting at the time, so they delivered on it for sure.
Yeah, and like, you know, let's pop into the pause menu here. This looks a lot like Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know, a lot of that UI has been carried over. Not necessarily the combat. We will definitely run into some combat soon. And if you're familiar with the original Crisis Core, from my research, it is pretty close, if not the same. Oh, hey, sick.
Oh man, what do we do now?
Use timely sword strikes to destroy.
Why does he sound like Morty? Oh man, what do we do now?
Keep focus.
I also like the usage of flip phones. I can't tell.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't like replace that with iPhones or something.
I mean, you know, in the actual timeline, this is much sooner than Cloud. I'm gonna skip through. To the folks at home, I'm gonna skip through a lot of these cutscenes because there's a lot of them.
They get it. They get it. You think those are Sony Ericsson like flip phones?
I was gonna ask. It didn't look like a Sony Ericsson, but I wish it was. Did Sony Ericssons make flip phones?
They did at some point, right? I'm not making that up.
I know they made the 6 sliding one that like rotated clockwise.
Right. Yes. God, they did do that. Yeah.
That was so sick, Grub.
It was the slickest.
I like cell phones now. I mean, they're all just iPhones or Androids, but they're all just like a skinny brick.
Yeah, I mean, they're too samey. We need to just mix things up. We got to bring it back. I'm trying to see if there's any resources on the internet that like know what phone they're actually using, but it's probably just a made up phone, huh?
It's probably. Well, hold on. Zach, move around. Turn around. Let me use. Zach, please.
I've just received word. The airstrike is commencing. Hurry.
It just seems like the kind of thing they would have done back then. It's like the Sony Ericsson tie-in.
Right, just like the little green circle logo.
Yeah.
I apologize to anyone that might be overhearing an angry dog in the background.
It's okay, puppy.
The pup is acting up. But so, you know, this is pretty much the flow of the game. That weird mini game, I haven't popped into too many of those. And also with this little timed run there, they gave us like 40 seconds, but that only took 10.
Yeah. Pretty generous.
Yeah.
I still, that's, I mean, it seems like they're just trying to throw a little bit of variety at you. Because again, like, it is linear, so they're trying to build in that variety. So instead of like just giving you the opportunity to go seek it out yourself, which, yeah, it makes sense. I guess my big question is, how do you feel about the combat and how the combat holds up? I know we'll probably get to some more of that soon, but
yeah, I think the combat works pretty well, and I'm starting to get adjusted to it. I think I got really I became really fond of how it worked in Final Fantasy VII Remake and working with a party. Like, that stuff worked really well. As far as I know, we only have Zack for the majority of this game, if not its entirety. And it works well enough. We'll see the weird, crazy slot machines that pop off, which kind of makes stuff exciting, but I can see it becoming incredibly frustrating. A nice quality of life thing, though, Grub, is that if we need to buy potions, we can just buy them from the pause menu.
Nice. That's cool.
And like, that's a neat quality of life stuff.
And also kind of makes it feel like, hey, we know you're going to be playing this like in fits and spurts on the train or whatever, because it's a mobile game or a handheld game. So let's just make things convenient. That's neat. I like that.
Yeah, and in true fashion, instead of continuing to play this on the PS5, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to pick this up on Steam and play it on a Steam Deck, which is just a big PSP.
Yes, the biggest PSP ever. Yeah. And it works great on there. Like, I mean, there's been true for a lot of recent games, but it's definitely true of this. They've updated the visuals, but it's not like it is some bleeding edge game. It is still underneath that PSP game with better character models and better environments.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a good way to show off the combat. Let's fight one big dragon thing. Is this Bahamut?
Yeah, sure. It looks like it.
Damn it.
A summon.
Okay, so I promise
we're not happening.
There's a lot happening here. So we got our regular old hack and slash that is just on square here. And we have several materia that we can pop off if we hold L1, and then you can see there, get that sub menu that pops off. I promise I'm not going to die. We're going to survive this. And then here we have our ability attacks. Oh, hold on. Sorry, Grub. Because of my memory slot machine, my dream mind wave, I'm recalling a memory I had with Sephiroth.
Yeah, as is only natural.
Yes, so that is... If you played Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy 15, or Final Fantasy 7 Remake, a lot of the combat stuff will be familiar, minus the slot machine going off.
Right.
And if you see there, we have character portraits, but we also have numbers.
Right. These are acting independently of one another, right?
Yes, they're two separate slot machines built within the same little unit there, and they all do different things. So,
man, what a unit! A double slot machine unit.
Oh yeah. Shit. So, sorry, this is gonna be the weirdest thing
you're dealing with a giant dragon.
So that slot machine is constantly running, independent of us. We're not doing anything to affect it. And if we get 3 of a kind with the portraits there, like we'll either do like a special attack. Summons are also handled that way. But if the numbers do a different sequence, like there, now we're invulnerable against physical attacks, which is pretty sweet. We'll have stuff like infinite magic, infinite, not infinite health, but other bonuses. Some stuff like, hey, you just leveled up the spell because you got this number of 7s. Oh crap. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know, they like list out like what all the effects are if you get like 777 or 666 or 888. It's all like predetermined, and you can memorize that stuff, but also kind of feels like, well, it's gonna happen randomly. I might as well just let it happen and see, like, be surprised. Like memorizing that stuff is not actually gonna help you. Like it's
no,
they'll tell you when you get the stuff you're gonna get.
Hey, let's do this chain slash.
Let's do it. Well, when you do get something from the slot machine, it is not immediately used, right? You can bank it for a little bit of time.
Yeah, so we didn't have to use that limit break just then.
Right.
But because this battle's a little bit more chaotic, I chose to. Oh shoot.
Right, because you wouldn't be able to bank them outside of this fight. You can only you have to use them inside of this fight, right?
Yeah. All of the the summons, the little bonuses, other than specific skills leveling up, stays with the battle. Oh shoot. Okay, Zach, come on. Zach, please. We got this.
Zach,
and yeah, that's pretty much how the combat works.
I mean, do you think this is enough to like hold up throughout the entirety of the game?
I think that depends on how long of a game this actually is. If it's like a full Final Fantasy VII or like JRPG length of conflicts resolved. If it's like
resolving some conflicts left and right
by just shooting ice at a dragon.
Yeah.
If it's like a full 20 to 30 hour game, I could see it becoming a little frustrating with how random it is.
What if I told you it was like somewhere in the range of 15 hours?
It might be. I might feel slightly different.
Yeah, that seems to be where most people are coming in on howlongtobeat.com, which shout out. Greatest resource on the internet.
Oh, fantastic resource. I have found some interest with the story. It is definitely some Final Fantasy, the more modern Final Fantasy level of bullshit.
Yeah.
Which may not be your cup of tea.
Right, your mileage is going to vary on that for sure.
Yeah, and also, this is, if you are not a fan of the Final Fantasy VII world, then this may not be for you. But I don't know. I'm kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging how linear it is and how much I kind of don't have to think. Because a lot of games, Grub, I don't know if you know, they make you think too much.
Yeah, and it's the end of the year. Who wants to be thinking?
Exactly. This seems like, I'm going to say this is a Christmas game, despite not seeing any... Oh, okay, maybe it's not a Christmas game. This village just got destroyed.
Maybe not your Christmas. This is my Christmas right here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Shinra's bad. Shinra's bad.
Yeah.
Turns out. I don't know if anyone else knows this. I'm also...
power sliding helicopter.
I'm also unaware if any of the story has been adjusted to match with the shenanigans from... Oh no, this purple apple. If the shenanigans have... to match the shenanigans of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I feel like they probably haven't, but I guess I don't know. Because things changed a lot in Remake, and Crisis Core would be in a different timeline at this point. But who knows? Nomura is capable of many scary things.
Yes. Do not let that man go unprovoked.
whenever I think of Crisis Core, I think about how they did the naming system where they do the AC, BC, CC, DC. It's like Advent Children before Crisis, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, and now they have Ever Crisis, which they just announced recently. It still hasn't come out.
Oh, right.
Man. Do you think that eventually they'll get to the end of the alphabet?
I think they will. I think they will. There's enough ammo there.
Yep.
Okay, and then we could play a skosh more.
Yeah, give me a skosh.
But just a little.
Just a little.
Exactly, Angeal.
Thank you, Angeal.
Give me 1 second, actually. I'm going to pause it here, and then this will be not in the video.
All right.
I got this dog today. Oh, my God.
Yeah, no problem. Take care of the pup.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, all right. And nothing ever happened. We're back here at Shinrakor on our flip phone.
All right.
It's been a while, Zack.
Sephiroth.
Come to listen.
I love Zack's voice.
All right.
Sephiroth.
He's like a soldier himbo, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like, he isn't tainted an emo from the world like Cloud Strife is.
Right. If they if like this paramilitary corporation was like, we need to have a boy band that represents us, like he would be frontlining it for sure.
Oh yeah, they would put Zack on posters. I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at that pose right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hands on his hips, 2 belts there.
On TV, they only talk about Sephiroth's bravery. But Sephiroth was in B Unit.
All right. We don't need to learn about Sephiroth being in B Unit. I believe we go here. So this is like where the game ever so slightly can start to open up. Oh, look at him.
Yeah, man. Smoldering.
Congratulations. As of this moment, you are promoted to soldier.
Cillian Murphy?
Yeah. Folks, for the purposes of this quick look, just gonna skip some of these cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're here for the story, you gotta play the game yourself.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna learn about a new mechanic we can do here after I skip a couple more cutscenes.
So, I mean, how do you feel about the fashion of this game? Because I think it's kind of timeless. Like, he's obviously wearing the same outfit Cloud Strife was wearing. They're both soldiers, kind of capital S soldiers for this corporation. I think it holds up. I think he's looking pretty hot. I like the pants, the parachute pants.
I think it works. Like, I don't think I personally can pull off a sleeveless turtleneck situation. But our boy Zack here, and Cloud for that matter, really, really pulling it off.
I think if I showed up in a sleeveless turtleneck to a thing, I'd have the cops called on me. People would be too afraid, and I don't blame them.
And then I would bust through the door with another sleeveless turtleneck, and then also get arrested. So this is
or you could just be wearing the sleeves. And that's like, so you're the opposite, and we'd be like, our powers combined, right? We'll
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Just like we confuse materia here.
Wonderful.
Because, we all learned this in biology, that when fire and snow mixes, you get thunder. That's just...
That's science.
That's just knowledge there.
My 7th grade science teacher / gym teacher, same person, taught me that. Absolutely.
And then, from there, so you can adjust and equip different materia, whether you want spells or... different abilities. Let's just throw on thunder, and let's just throw on another attack there. And then mail is a big thing in this game for some reason. It kind of screams PSP, where like I feel like every game on the PSP had some type of weird inbox messaging system built into the game. And then the Dream Mindwave system. These are the different, let's say, bonds with people. And you can see that, there's a couple folks we have yet to unlock. The purple ones are going to be summons there.
Is this stuff that will like come up in the Dream Mindwave slot machine?
Yes.
Okay. So is it just like right now? Is it just like kind of scrolling through these people, and like if you add more, will it just like scroll through even more people on the slot machine?
It's scrolling through these people right now, minus the summons, and we'll wind up being able to use the limit break, but it won't be as powerful because we haven't met them yet.
Okay.
And there will be points in the story where a specific character will be more on our mind.
Right.
And if we got Sephiroth on the brain, Sephiroth is going to pop up on our dream slot machine more often.
Don't I have Sephiroth on the brain, though?
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, let's quickly navigate through here. I got it, scientist man. I know how to fuse materia.
Fist pump.
Materia.
Okay, all right, no.
Man, there's a lot of cutscenes.
There's a lot of cutscenes. So at these save points, we could embark on different missions here. Some of these missions have little sub-missions within them, little chapters. And gosh, is this? No.
Man, there's
a lot.
Some menus.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, wow. Like you just kept going deeper and deeper there.
And you will get different rewards such as materia or different items to sell.
How long are these missions typically?
It's not that long.
Right. So these are probably pretty quick in and out, 10, 15 minutes at the most.
I would in my experience of completing some of these on a different file, they're just like 5 to 10 and it's just combat. Okay. We had just beat Bahamut, if we recall from earlier, and if we beat him again in a mission or a memory, we can gain the ability to summon Bahamut as a summon.
Okay, that's neat. Kind of like making this stuff that is easy to manage from a menu. Again, like I like that as a handheld game, where it's like, let's just put this all this stuff in front of you. You want to get to this stuff, we'll just service it up to you, and you go and do it, and you can actually unlock it. I like that.
It's funny how streamlined it feels, and then I guess I'm not taking into consideration like the platform this was previously on, right? Like you're not generally, I guess you're not going to be locked into like a 30-40 hour RPG on the go with a PSP. And I know Persona 4 Golden came out on the PSP, so that's a bad example. But this lends itself to like, hey, I'm just going to do a couple missions. I'm just going to progress through the story here. I'm just going to hurry to the entrance. I don't care. And I don't know. I think the combat is interesting enough that I might stick around with the game. It's this Dream Mindwave slot machine that's still intriguing me and frustrating me.
Is it?
Yes. Lo and behold, the slot machine is intriguing me, Jan, person that doesn't have any perhaps mild addictions.
Is there like something that you're like, oh man, I can't wait till I unlock that in the slot machine? Is that kind of, are you working towards upgrading your slot machine in any way?
I think it's more so like, oh, sick. Like, I just like how random it is. And like for this whole boss battle, I could.
Right. And I see what you mean now. The character portraits are blacked out. We haven't met them yet, so it won't be as powerful. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You can guard and stuff. There's no parrying in Crisis Core. Oh gosh, this is gonna be a long one. Oh no, our boys.
Damn, they swarming us. They swarming that ass.
Okay, all right. But this is the part where I guess some of the combat or the randomness can get frustrating, where I'm kind of waiting. Am I gonna get? Okay, well, I guess I just got Ifrit. Never mind.
All right, there you go.
But the thing is, like, I can't summon him when I really, really might need him. Is the problem?
My guess is, therefore, the combat designs can only be so complicated because they kind of don't necessarily know what you're going to get. Obviously, they know a possibility space of what you could get, but basically, you're probably going to be able to attack your way through this entire game for the most part.
Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to drop, you're dropping thunder right on the mechanical units because that probably does extra damage.
Yes.
Like, if you want to do that, sure, yeah, that makes sense. It's fun. But I bet if you just kept hitting X, you would also be mostly fine.
Totally. Like, this part is cool. Like, okay, now nothing costs any magic points. We can just spam thunder as much as we want. Or, like, we could use this as an opportunity to, like, heal ourselves because we can just use spam cure. Like, that stuff is cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's just set this dude on fire. I have seen some folks kind of gaming the system because, you know, you can independently level up within these combat encounters and missions because of the Dream Mindwave system. Oh, God, what happened? Where'd these guys come from? That they will just run around and let an enemy kind of just hit them and then just heal, just run around and let this Dream Mindwave keep going so they can wind up leveling up beyond their means. Let's chain slash here.
All right.
You can skip all of these because this does get repetitive after a while.
It's the same thing every time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It feels good, you know, the combat.
I was enjoying. I'm like, it felt responsive and fast and like a pretty decent character action game, basically.
Yeah. Hey, let's do this now.
I think the magic spells, the early magic spells that we have, are fun to use. It's cool.
Okay, Zach. Yep. Let's just punch and kick this giant robot. That's what we should do here. Oh, we did the M. Bison thing.
Hell yeah. I don't know. This looks pretty cool.
It is really cool. You know, the story is mad cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's Final Fantasy from this era, definitely.
I'm curious if they're gonna wind up trying to do Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah.
Which was like a shooter, right?
Because you played as Vincent. Yeah.
Vincent the vampire.
Right.
The intruders are
I never really played Dirge of Cerberus.
There's no doubt. This is Hollander's doing.
Tom
Dirge of Cerberus,
Hollander's
Final
doing.
Fantasy VII.
Shinra scientists who stole the copy,
Oh no.
then vanished.
Are you saying that this Hollander and Genesis?
Oh my
are
God.
Good music though.
together?
Yeah, fantastic music.
Do you know what they're?
Yeah, I feel like this might be like the type of game a couple of years ago I would just marathon through
He's born a grudge
Right.
against Shinra.
because like it's straightforward in a good way, and I feel like yes, there are a lot of systems, but you don't feel over encumbered managing all of this stuff.
Agreed. Now, Zack.
Yeah, it seems like it's just
Sector 8 as well.
it's simplified but not super simple, and it's pared down, but it still feels robust in its own way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like walking a line, a pretty thin line, but it seems to be doing it well.
Like if, I don't know, perchance they decide like, yo, let's make a weird Kingdom Hearts 353 over slot machine, I'd be all over it.
Would
Unfortunately.
you? Yeah, big surprise.
I'm coming.
Stopped by batons.
Hey everyone, it's this guy. Reno? Gino? Oh, and it's this one.
And Hitman, Agent 47. And Majima.
You've got
Love
to
Majima.
me. Son, do something.
There's no need for concern.
Huh?
Video game Vin Diesel.
The other areas.
Midgar's just crawling with nasties.
Soldier.
Yeah.
Difficult.
I'm looking at two of them right now.
Just say the word.
Go. Yes, sir.
Do you think Zach shaves his pits, or he's just naturally hairless?
No, definitely shaves.
There's a manpower shortage. Done.
I think they I think that's like part of the soldier uniform like inspection. Like they all have to shave their pits.
Meet ya.
Right.
Aren't you?
Okay. All right. We met a new friend. She's been added to our Dream Mindwave.
All right, cool.
And
A new limit break unlocked. All
because
right.
of her heightened emotions, we're thinking of Cisne more. She might pop up.
Dang.
Let's just do one more combat thing.
Yeah, let me see it.
Okay, most of the time you would be able to just pop off into the missions menu. I think it's because we're in a bigger story mission right now. But yo, I cannot stress enough how fantastic it is that you can just buy this shit.
Yeah, I'm also like that. It's like my favorite feature you've shown me. That rules. Shop in the menus. Just do that. Video games.
Do that, y'all. So, Grub, if you look above the HP meter, you see the SP meter, correct?
I see it. Yes.
So,
1, 2, 3, 3, 4.
Oh, that's a fun number there.
Yeah.
So each spin of the Dream Mindwave slot machine costs 10 SP.
Okay.
And you can
break on through to Loveless Avenue. Sorry, keep going.
You'll wind up using SP for other systems in the game. Pretty soon actually. But it's hilarious that this game introduces like, yo, we're gonna constantly be spinning, and it's gonna cost you 10 per spin, and we're not gonna give you the choice to stop spinning.
Right, you have to spend.
Yeah.
You have to spend money or spend currency. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, I guess you said there's other things to spend that stuff on, so I guess it does come into play. But I guess it's just weird for the slot machine.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, have you ever been close to zero?
No, because
Okay.
you're earning SP so often.
Right.
Lucky stars, let's go. See, like we just earned 300 SP for activating this limit break.
Okay. Oh, the 3 stars representing the 3 times Argentina has won the World Cup.
Congrats, Christian. As soon as I wasn't paying attention to soccer at all.
Sure, yeah.
But as soon as I saw that Argentina won, my heart warmed for our dear friend of the site, dear user, Christian.
Yes, he did not go out into the masses. He said his sister did, and she survived, so good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for Christian's sister.
Good for Christian's sister.
Oh, yeah. Let's summon some shit. There we go.
Yeah, look at that Dream Mindwave go. All right, so this was Hellfire level 1. What caused it to be level 1 instead of level 2?
Honestly, I forget.
Yeah, I mean, who could tell? And again, how does it matter? They gave you level 1, so that's what you're going to use, right? Like, it's not like you had a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
I mean, that might sound like a complaint. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, it's doing the thing that like I've been a big fan of for games this year. Just balls.
Yeah, just go.
Like you have this weird system, but you're sticking to your guns and just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, what is Zack even doing here?
He's doing his lucky stars.
Right. The materia for Blizzard has grown stronger. Oh shit.
All right.
Okay. All right. There we go. Oh no. Ah shoot. So my problem. This is just a me problem here. Versus like a complaint about the game, because the materia is. Let's just have this core memory unlock, I guess. Because the materia is tied behind a submenu with the L1 button, and guard is on R1, I keep accidentally guarding instead of actually using my materia.
Oh no.
All's well that ends well, Slick.
It's done.
That's Turk's teamwork. Pretty good, right?
They look like Power Man 5000. Remember that band?
Oh yeah. Like, I don't know why I keep doing lucky stars. I don't even know what's getting me. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, you've gotten a lot of lucky stars. Is that Chisney or whatever her name is? Is that her thing? Because like you're always thinking of her or something.
Yeah, and because we're thinking of her, she's popping up more frequently. Oh, there's also like kind of a style meter going on underneath as well.
Of course there is. Yeah.
And Heavenly is what we want to get to, and I think that's like with more subsequent matches. Oh boy, he's a wingman.
Everyone's got one wing over here. They're all just rocking the one wing.
You think they'd be more
Wow. All right.
That's a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And that is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, out now on PlayStation and Steam. I don't know if this is actually on Xbox. I should have looked that up, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna look it up.
Like an angel.
It's neat.
I can't believe it stole so much from Kenny Omega.
God.
They'd be monsters.
Thanks, Jeff Grubb.
Thanks, Jan.
Wait